Okay, watch the mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, publicly label those who disagree with his money-grubbing ULEZ or ultra-low emission zone expansion as far-right and VAXX deniers.
There are objections in 2006 when we banned smoking from public places, and there are objections now. What I find unacceptable, though, is some of those who've got legitimate objections joining hands with some of those outside who are part of a far-right group who are... Some of those outside, some of those, let's be frank, let's call a spade a spade. Some of those outside are part of the far right, some are COVID deniers.
This is embarrassing. I mean, you don't agree with me. You don't like the way I'm going to do things. You don't like the fact that I'm going to rip you off and put in this ULEZ thing. So I'm going to start calling you names.
Some are vaccine deniers and some are Tories.
Look, hang on. The mayor has a right to be heard, right? Don't, look, this people's question time is an opportunity for you to have a exchange of views, not to heckle or shout, please. Otherwise, we could end this very, very quickly.
Now, to those people who've got legitimate concerns,
he stepped in it and they're not going to let him loose.
it's a fact, by the way, it is a fact. Some of you have got good reasons to oppose ULEZ, but you're in coalition with COVID deniers. You're in coalition. You may not like it. 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 You're in coalition with the far right, and you're in coalition with vaccine deniers as well.
Welcome back to the High Impact Flicks channel. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, and share it with everybody you know. Roll the intro. Hey guys, study after study shows that if you want strong bones and muscles, healthy hair, skin, teeth, and nails, you need the 5 types of collagen in your diet. I get mine from BioTrust. I've got a link in the description with a massive discount, and it'll tell you all about it. Now, I can't play what Woody Harrelson said on Saturday Night Live, but I will show you what he said from Rolling Stone. But I want to show you also the takeaway from Rolling Stone on what Woody Harrelson said, because this isn't what he said. Woody Harrelson, Rolling Stone magazine says, spreads anti-VAXX conspiracy during SNL monologue. So what did Woody Harrelson say? They say the self-proclaimed anarchist joked about a supposed movie script, a clear metaphor for you-know-what, that went, quote, the biggest drug cartels. And who are the biggest drug cartels in the world get together and buy up all the media and all the politicians and force all the people in the world to stay locked in their homes, and people can only come out if they take the cartel's drugs and keep taking them over and over. So somehow out of this, and I really wonder why, how Rolling Stone came to the conclusion that he's spreading anti-VAXX conspiracy theories and rhetoric. How can that possibly be? Similar to that same subject, Iris Tao on Twitter, who's a White House correspondent, says that President Biden was going to speak but turned away upon hearing my question on the COVID 1984 by George Orwell origin, whether he'll hold China accountable. Watch this.
On COVID origin, will you hold China accountable?
Oh, can't answer that question. Can't answer that question. It's not in the script. They didn't give me any note cards for that. Forgot my earpiece. Can't answer that question. I know you've already heard, but this woman, this gem of a woman, did not win office for mayor in Chicago, and this is probably why.
This is how it's going to be. We will shut you down. We will cite you, and if we need to, we will arrest you, and we will take you to jail. Period. There should be nothing unambiguous about that. Don't make us treat you like a criminal.
Threatening her constituency because they won't fall in line for the policies and edicts that she and her administration implement. Making you, people of Chicago, criminals when you're actually not.
But if you act like a criminal and you violate the law and you refuse to do what is necessary to save lives in the city in the middle of a pandemic, we will take you to jail, period.
Don't you miss her? Don't you just miss her?
I miss Beetlejuice. I really do.
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
Now, you may be a Jon Stewart fan. What do you think he's defending right here?
You want to ban drag show readings to children.
To minors, yes.
Why?
Why?
What are you protecting?
Why can we prohibit children from voting, those under 18 from voting?
Why are you
but
banning?
Also that.
Is that free speech? Are you infringing on that performer's free speech?
They can continue to exercise their free speech, just not in front of a child.
Why?
Because the government does have a responsibility to protect.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, why don't we want hypersexualized men dressed as women performing in front of little kids? Why don't you want that? That's confusing to me. I don't understand that. Could you break it down? Could you explain it to me?
The government does have a responsibility in certain instances to
What's
protect
the
children.
leading cause of death amongst children in this country? And I'm going to give you a hint. It's not drag show readings to children.
Correct, yes.
So what is it?
I'm presuming you're going to say it's firearms.
Like nothing else is important. Nothing else is in life is important than protecting our children from death. Isn't there something else we might need to protect children from, John? I mean, is it all or nothing with you? Is there no nuance? Is there nothing in the middle right here? Are you trying to catch people in a false dichotomy? Just because it doesn't look like this leads them to death, what road does it lead them down to, John? Does it lead them down a road of virtue? Does it lead them down a road of morality? Does it lead them down a road where they're going to actually do what is right? They know the difference between right and wrong, and there's no adult in their life trying to muddy things up?
No, I'm not going to say it like it's an opinion. That's what it is. It's firearms.
So he's saying the leading cause of death in children is firearms. Now, I don't believe that. I think there are other leading causes of death that are far outshadow firearms being involved in the offing of a child. But even if it was, why can't we deal with that issue? And why can't we deal with this issue without taking rights away? I'm not an advocate of what this guy is advocating for. I don't think the government should step in and save children. As a matter of fact, I know, and you know, that the leading cause of death in children and everybody else in the entire world is still the government. In the last century alone, over 200, this is excluding wars, guys, over 250 million people, including men, including women, including children, including gay, including straight, including white, including black. The leading cause of death in humanity is government. So I don't think it's the government's job to protect children, because the government can't protect what they're too busy killing. So I'm not on board with what this guy's saying. I don't think that the answer to Drag Queen Story Hour is, let's sprinkle in some government. I bet that'll do a whole lot of good. When in the history of mankind can you have a problem and then add government to it and the problem goes away? Because historically, we see that anytime you have a problem sitting on the table and you sprinkle in a little bit of, a little dash of government right here, a little dash of regulation, a little sprinkle of laws right here, it makes the problem worse. Anytime they come up with some bill like the Affordable Care Act, well, insurance becomes less quality and more unaffordable. Patriot Act. Nothing could have been more unpatriotic than the Patriot Act. It was actually spying on patriots, harming patriots, infringing on the freedoms of patriots. So when you come up with like the Inflation Reduction Act, what do you think the Inflation Reduction Act is going to be? It's basically, they might as well call it, here, add gasoline to it. It's the Inflation Acceleration Act. So anytime you add government to a problem, and what this guy is outlining is truly a problem, When you got hypersexualized guys performing in front of little children, if you don't think it's a problem, maybe you need to reassess life. I don't think the answer to that problem is, hey, let's take a bigger problem and throw it at it. Maybe that'll fix it. But I also definitely don't agree with the trajectory of Jon Stewart. It's really brain dead. Let me just start that. Let me roll this back. So he's going to try to make the case of, oh, okay, so you think that the government should be involved. Jon Stewart is saying this. You think the government should be involved in protecting children by removing drag queens from the children's purview, but you don't think the government should be involved in, and it's kind of a good question. You don't think the government should be involved in protecting children by taking guns away.
Cause of death amongst children in this country, and I'm going to give you a hint. It's not drag show readings to children.
Correct, yes.
So what is it?
I'm presuming you're going to say it's firearms.
No, I'm not going to say it like it's an opinion. That's what it is. It's firearms. More than cancer, more than car accidents.
Is that even true? Is that true? I don't think that's true. It doesn't even sound right.
And what you're telling me is you don't mind infringing free speech to protect children from this amorphous thing that you think of. But when it comes to children that have died, you don't give a flying fuck. You want to ban drag show.
Well, I say no people will tamely surrender their liberties, nor can any be easily subdued when knowledge is diffused and virtue is preserved. On the contrary, when people are universally ignorant and debauched in their manners, and that's what Drag Queen Story Hour does to children, debauched in their manners, they will sink under their own weight without the aid of foreign invaders. What you need to do is you need to train people that, hey, there is right and there is wrong. There is normalcy and there is a healthy atmosphere in which children can grow, and there is perversion that leads them down the wrong path. And we need to educate people. If you want to stay ignorant and you think you're going to be ignorant and free, you're desiring what never was and what never shall be. Thank you for being with me all these years. Thank you for, if you're new to the channel or whatever. By the way, if you are new to the channel, leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know how long you've been with me. If you like this content, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a like, and share it with everybody you know. That's the best thing you can do for this channel. I really appreciate it. Especially leave comments, because it helps me overcome the algorithm by getting people involved and engaged. Also, if you want to support this channel, the links are in the description, including the link where you can get a hard-hitting conversation starting design from the store. You can put on any shirt, hoodie, mug, cell phone case, whatever you want. Guys, thanks for being with me. I will see you guys in the next heavily censored shadow ban video.